class that you have learned how to insert design elements in your document, you should now learn how to arrange them. So this is particularly necessary when you have multiple elements in the page like text boxes, pictures, word art, and shapes. So for this week class, we will be dealing with arranging design elements. For our objectives class, of course, to develop creative skills in data presentation, appreciate the value of wireframing, and of course, explore the different ways of editing and manipulating images on the computer. One technique to keep your elements organized is to initially plan your design using a pencil and scratch paper and construct, of course, a wireframe model of your document. So a wireframe model consists of a dummy placeholder text and shapes and is used, of course, to plan the location of your design elements. A guide in creating your document is to label the elements in your wireframe in the bottom top manner in terms of layers. Imagine, class, that your document is an actual piece of paper. Each element, of course, you will place on the document is an actual object that you would have to place them in. So try to visualize layers of objects on the piece of paper. Okay? So class of course, in this design class, we have a watermark or paint a background image behind our model. Again, we have the banner, okay, or the headline, article 1, column 1, picture, of course, article 1, column 1. Okay, we have the footer. Okay. Again, class, in this design class, we have a watermark or paint a background image behind our text. Of course, this could be the first element that we will place. Okay, now consider, class, the rest of the design elements. Okay, in a sense that, class, the rest of the objects, the banner, the headline, the article columns, and footer seem to be placed on one layer. Now, class, we could label them from, of course, top to bottom. Labeling, of course, the elements as such will help you decide which elements will be placed first when using our desktop publishing software. There are times, class, when you will be adjusting your design even after creating the wireframe. So usually, class, when working on the desktop publishing software itself. So two skills that come in handy when arranging the contents of your page are, of course, text wrapping and element ordering. Okay, so again, text wrapping refers to the behavior that the text or the other elements will take when an element is placed. Again and again, class, okay, so how to wrap text? Just click the wrap text button to view, of course, the choices. So for versatility and control over the placement of elements, text wrapping, of course, is recommended. So we have the different text wrapping options. If you want to your document or your picture, okay, to be in line with text, okay, or square, type, through, top and bottom, behind text, in front of text, edit wrap points, move with text, okay, then text position, of course, on page, or the other layout options. So yes, okay, you may, okay, depending upon, of course, your document, okay. Here, of course, a dummy placeholder text and shapes, which is our wireframe model. Okay, so we are going to insert a star. Okay, so through, of course, the insert tab. So just click shapes, and we are going to insert here a star. Okay. Then, of course, we are going to apply text wrapping. Again, text wrapping refers to the behavior that the text and other elements will take when the element, of course, is placed. So we are going to click the wrap text icon. Okay, as you can see, there are small illustrations here, okay, beside each option, of course, that shows the sample. Okay, so we are going to click behind text. Okay, and of course, we are going to click bring forward, okay, or send to back, or send backward, okay, this image, okay, to place, of course, the selected object, okay, in the backmost layer, okay? So just click send backward, okay, send behind text, okay. So that is our wireframe model. So it's your choice, of course. Okay, there are different formatting options. There are contextual tabs that, of course, will help you to arrange those elements. Okay, so we have studied, of course, okay, from our past lesson, which is all about working with images, okay, and designing elements, how to design, how to format, and how to resize the different image. Okay, so we have here the size button, okay, the selection pane, the alignment button, okay. So we have already discussed this, and we are going to, and we are moving forward to designing a report, okay. Effective communication goes beyond simply relating an idea or information. So the idea or information must be conveyed in a way that it is easily understood. So the method of presentation has, of course, a key role in helping the audience comprehend what they see and hear. Even information class that seems uncomplicated at first must be exhibited in a way that makes its meaning readily apparent to the audience. So what this implies is that while many publications have been created to relay information, some of them may not necessarily communicate effectively. Okay, so in this lesson class, you will learn how to arrange data in a meaningful way that others can recognize and appreciate. So we are going to design a report. Are, of course, the guides to effective visual communication. The first one, we have the directness. So make the message always straightforward. As far as reports and presentations go, their aim is, of course, to communicate. So unlike art forms, which are necessarily creative and symbolic, they must be clear and, of course, direct. Second one, it should be efficient. So, strive for efficiency in communicating an idea. So, there is a danger, of course, that the point of any information might be lost in a jumble of text effects, pictures, and colors. We also have, of course, contextualization. Okay, so you are going to introduce the reader to the context through visual. So, for example, class, serious information should be given a formal, elegant treatment which should be evident from the visual arrangement of elements. Okay? Such an environment prepares the reader, of course, to receive the information in a certain way. Next, we have, of course, organization. Okay? So you're going to follow a structure whose logical sequence boosts understanding. An example of a structure for a report or presentation is, of course, introduction, body, conclusion. Okay? So a good structure aids, of course, readers in finding specific details and getting a sense of what the information says as a whole. Again, introduction, body, and conclusion. It should be also relevant, so use only relevant content. So the guide for determining whether a picture, insert, or a text effect will be useful is how meaningful the overall result becomes upon adding it. Okay, so we also have, of course, the underscoring. It creates sub-elements under the main point and send them to enhance the emphasis on a particular idea. Okay? And the last one, we have maximizing. Incorporate graphics and data together with text for the greatest impact. So while reports are meant to be obvious and exact, they should not be boring. In fact, okay, graphics, tables, and charts have positive effects in visual communication. Desktop publishing software can facilitate the task of creating a report or any publication for that matter. So, a template should never be a substitute for a well-thought-out design made to communicate effectively. The key is choosing an organization scheme for a report and using this scheme to present information in a clear manner. So the first thing to consider in the design of the report is the purpose. Again, the first thing to consider in the design of the report is the purpose. So the report in itself has its own objectives. The design that you will be creating should complement, of course, the report's purpose. For example, class, if a report is on rainforests, then the design should capture this theme using perhaps green as a dominant color. One of the most important part of publishing a report is the title page. So you may have heard of the old saying, do not judge a book by its cover. There may be much wisdom in this quote. However, class, when it comes to desktop publishing, the cover of your publication must be, of course, attractive. So this is because the title page contains summarizing information about the publication. Different publications, of course, would contain different information on the respective front pages. Yet, of course, covers have basic information such as the title and the author. Since the title page is the first thing a reader would see, class, the title page should have a strong impact on the viewer by effectively giving the basic information and helping establish the theme of the report. So here is an example, class, of title page templates. Okay, so see how this page web frame looks like. Okay, so we have the header, the footer, the different elements, and the title, of course, which is FilmWatch Division Marketing Plan. Okay, we have the subtitle, okay, by or published by, of course, the Blue Sky Associates. Okay, so we have here a header, footer, okay, different elements of a wireframe. Okay, before we have this title page template. What if you want to create a title page on your own, class? So take a look at how you can recreate, of course, the page using design elements. Okay, so you can access templates from the File tab and then by clicking New. Okay, so a host of template selections will appear. So take note of the word objects. Okay, which is used, of course, to create the page. We have here the different text boxes. Okay, if you just want to change, okay, and personalize the title page, image with washout or watermark effect. Okay, we have here the rectangles. Okay, the lines with dotted line style. Okay, so depending upon your class, we also have, of course, the header. Okay, as having an attractive title page is one thing. Having equally attractive content pages is another. So another way to have a consistent content page design is, of course, by using two features of Word. Okay, one of these, of course, class, is the header and footer option, which allows you to have a consistent content at the top and bottom part. So to access this feature, just click the Insert tab on the ribbon and you will find the header and footer buttons in the header and footer group. So you may put text and design elements in both sections. Class, one way to have a consistent content page design, of course, is by using two features of Word. So we have inserting header and inserting footer. So to access, of course, this feature, just click the Insert tab on the ribbon. Okay, so you will find the following icons: header and, of course, the footer. Okay, so we may put Okay, a design elements, of course, in both sections. Okay, so note class, of course, that the design contextual tab appears on the ribbon under header, of course, and footer too. So for example, I will put Red Planet Society here. Okay. Okay, so I'll change it to Corvalite. Feature class that allows you, of course, to have a consistent design across pages is the page background picture. So you can access this by clicking the page layout tab on the ribbon. Okay, so you will find, of course, the page color, watermark, and page borders buttons, of course, in the page background group. Okay, so clicking the page color buttons opens a submenu that allows you, of course, to apply color and fill effect changes to the document. The second one, of course, clicking the watermark button displays a gallery of ready-made watermarks. Okay, so to make your own, choose custom watermark. So this opens, of course, a dialog box which allows you to set the watermark option. So putting in your desired content will create a common background for all of your pages. Class here is an example of a customized watermark. If you'd like to add a border around the page, just click the page borders button. So it opens a dialog box that lets you choose, of course, your border settings. So one pointer when using backgrounds is to make sure that the color contrasts the color of your text. So one simple rule, class, is that you should have a dark background with light text, or of course vice versa, a light background with a dark text. The other feature that allows you to have a consistent design across pages, of course, is the page background. Okay, so you can access this by clicking the page layout. But for my case, of course, I have installed the Microsoft Word 2019. So it belongs to the design, okay, design tab. Okay, so you will find, of course, the page color tab, okay, the watermark icon, and the page borders. Okay, so clicking the page color, of course, it opens a submenu that allows you to apply the color, okay, and the fill effect changes to your document. Okay, so one pointer, of course, when using backgrounds is to make sure that the color contrasts the color of your text. One simple rule, of course, is that you should have a dark background with light text or light background with dark text. Okay, so in my case, I have a dark text. So I am going to apply a lighter text. So I am using, or I will use pink accent 1 lighter, which is 60%. Okay? And of course, clicking the watermark button displays a gallery of ready-made watermarks. Okay? So to make our own, okay, just click custom watermark. Okay? So this opens, of course, a dialog box which will allow you to set the watermark options. And I'm going to select picture watermark. Okay, so I'm going to select picture through online, which is of course provided by Bing. I'll just I'll just find a flower, okay, as my watermark. Okay, so I'm going to apply this, and voila. Okay, so it was applied on the first page of my document, as well as on the second page of my document. So putting in, of course, your desired content will create a common background for all your pages. Okay, so if you like to add a border around the page, okay, just click the page borders button. Okay, so it opens a dialog box that lets you choose the border setting. Okay, we have the box, okay, the shadow, the 3D, or the custom. But class, in my case, I want to use none, meaning I don't want to put any page border. Okay, just click OK, and that's it. I am happy with my document. Adding images class such as pictures can help in the design of the report. So balance class is one thing that you should always consider. Usually class in reports, images are meant to complement the topic or a particular area of discussion. So it should always support the data and it should never draw attention away from the topic at hand. For class, there are times when we need to emphasize an image. So this could be so in cases like a report on a particular object. So this type of a report would probably needs a larger image of the object discussed. So other supporting graphics may include the use of charts and graphs. Okay, so this would largely be useful in presenting statistical data. Thank you so much, class, for listening. Do you have any questions? Feel free to send me a message. Goodbye and thank you.